why is it that you're not listed on Coinbase, Kraken, Binance? You're on the DeFi's, like, obviously Uniswap. You mentioned that yourself.
Sure.
And why is it that CoinMarketCap seems to, have this disparity with you on what your market cap is? They always have you above 200 in terms of rank.
We're always 201.
What's going on? Forever. Why do they not like you?
They're a bad company, and we're not the only people they're doing that to. There's lots of coins that they do that to. So back in the old days, you used to be able to use exchange listing as a proxy for quality. And so you wouldn't want to rank things that would scam people. And then you would use the filter of, are they listed on a good exchange, to try and tell where quality is. And I can tell you that Brian Armstrong, the founder of Coinbase, the most highly funded and valuable publicly traded cryptocurrency exchange, has personally said that listing on Coinbase is 100% not a proxy for value, and they will list anything that's legally able to be listed. And they list a lot of trash. So they never updated their worldview. And they still use things like which centralized crap exchange are you on, even though crypto is made to get rid of all those things, to decide whether you get ranked or not. Furthermore, they don't even care to even... Occasionally, we do end up on the front page of CoinMarketCap because they're so not good at their job that they don't gatekeep us properly, and every once in a while, the engine sticks us where we belong on the front page. So if you look at Hex and you say, we have 400,000 staking addresses that are unique, and these people pay high fees now in order to become stakers because the fees on Ethereum are high. This is the most real metric by which, well, actually there's 400,000 addresses that hold. I think there's maybe 80 or 100,000 staking addresses. I have to check the numbers. You can go to hex.vision and look it up, or staker.app. So what cryptocurrency ranking would we be if you just ranked our community, or how many people have Hex tattoos, or how many people you see in Twitter threads that are Hexicans, or how many millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars of market sells has tried to nuke the price, and the buyers have just ate it all up. They don't care. When you go up 1,000,000%, people empty their bags and sell everything. They can't handle gains that are that high, which is why almost no one made the 6.5 million X return of Bitcoin, because they thought they were smart when they sold on a 1x, 10x, 100x, 1,000x, 100,000x, a million X. Guess what? You sold at 1,000,000x. You lost out on this next 6.5x. So... people don't realize, and this concept of being illiquid, be the liquidity, set a limit order. It's as liquid as you want it to be. The price will never pass you by. You will get filled before the price goes any higher. And you don't have to pay slippage. You don't have to pay the bid-ask spread. You don't even have to pay gas. You can set limit orders on 1inch.io without paying gas. So, they look at this liquidity that you'd have to use for a market sell, and they think that that somehow is equivalent to what the actual liquidity is. The actual liquidity for any market is offline. The vast majority of people that would buy a house don't have open orders for houses. The vast majority of people that would sell a house don't have open sell orders for houses. And it's the same for stocks. It's the same for every asset. And everything's gains on paper. Everything. What if everyone sold all the houses at once? They go to zero. What if everyone sells all the stocks at once? They go to zero. What if everyone sells the gold at once? It goes to zero. Which is why you have to use, this is what I was talking about, the Dunning-Kruger problem. You have to use probabilistic, more advanced thinking. What is the probability that everyone's going to ruin the float and need to sell at once? And you can see that it happens. 85% drops in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, in everything. Everything drops 85% except stablecoins.
Right.
Everything.
Certainly it would take a lot more people wanting to sell if volume were higher to affect a larger price change.
Well, no, it's just those people are richer. It's the same number of people. They're just richer people. Okay. Did you know that only 42%? Did you know only 2,000 addresses holds 42% of all Bitcoin? It's fact.
I don't know what the exact number is right now, but I'm going to come back
Just search
and ask
Bitcoin
you
rich
about,
list.
Centralization as well. We'll pull it up, but we know the Satoshi wallets, they have a lot, and some of them have been activated.
About 1 million coins.
And we've had quite a few large activations this year, so that is something people are looking at. You're not wrong about that. But I want to ask you this.
I'm not wrong about anything, Kevin.
I
was told to be humble when I came on the show. I'm like, nah.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. You do you. So this is you on Etherscan. This is the Hex token.
Sure.
And if I click on the contract, whenever this actually loads, there we go. Yeah. Why is there a little button here that says you're blocked by partial or blocked by custodial stablecoin providers like US Tether and USDC?
That's not true. I don't know what that means. Oh, you know what that might mean? So I'll tell you what I think it might mean. ERC20 standard behavior is that if you send coins directly to the contract, you lose them forever and no one can ever retrieve them no matter what, ever. And then people beg USDC and USDT to reverse those transactions on their behalf because they can, because they have admin keys. So I think what that means is that USDC and USDT either won't bail you out or something. I don't know. If you mouse over it, maybe there's a tooltip, but the code works perfectly flawless for years and years and years. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Everything else around us has failed. We have had 100% uptime in the front end, on the contract, and the claiming, 100 perfect, flawless operation. No one can possibly do better. 100% is as good as it gets.
So speaking of 100%, how much of Hex do you control?
Well, in crypto, you never tell people about your wallets because maybe someone will hit you with a wrench attack and beat your keys out of you. Now, luckily, I don't have my keys in my head, so you can beat me with a wrench as much as you want. But especially if you live in the United States, they do swatting on you. So they call the local police force and say there's a hostage situation at your address and that they can't stay on the phone very long. And then the SWAT team comes and drops a flashbang on your infant through the window and kills your dog and discovers there was nothing really going on. So I don't suggest that anyone in cryptocurrency, or really the internet in general, disclose where they live or how much money they have, even though I've got about $3 million of watches sitting here for flexing purposes. So I think what you're looking for is, I think the price will dump if it's centralized, so can you show me if it's centralized or not, right? So now I'll just tell you about all the centralization I can find, because I think that will fulfill your question.
Well, I want to talk about yours, not the other coins.
Well, I can tell you 50% of the supply went to an origin address. Is that enough centralization for you? I can tell you Elon Musk owns 20% of Tesla. Is that enough centralization? See, people...
So,
go ahead.
Keep going.
Well, people have these ideas that I have to de-educate them about. So people think that centralization and ownership is bad. Now, I just told you a minute ago that 42% of all Bitcoin is in 2,156 addresses. 2,176 last I checked. Has that been good or bad for price? It's been very good. Why? Because they don't tend to sell. And we see the same thing in Hex. We see whales that have hundreds of millions of dollars of Ethereum, double the price in a single transaction, and then they lock up their coins for 15 years. They don't care about the money. For them, they just want to feel richer. It's kind of what I'm doing, right? Like I've been retired for 20 years. What am I actually what am I going to do? Buy better stuff? They don't make better stuff. I drive a Ferrari. I've got $3 million of watches sitting here. I got the best speakers, best TV, best blah, blah, blah. What am I really doing with that money? For me, it's glory. I'm in this to win. I want to be the best cryptocurrency founder, and I think I am. And I want to have the best price performance, which I think we already had. And I want to have the best security, the best uptime, the best feature set, total vertical integration. I want the wallet. I want the consensus network. I want the value storage. I want all of it. And we almost have all those parts. We have Hex value storage. We have Pulsechain consensus network. We have PulseX trading. The only thing I'm missing is fiat on-ramps and wallet. And MetaMask is friendly enough that we don't really need to address that. We really just need the fiat on-ramps. And by the way, Coinbase, or rather CoinMarketCap, is under lawsuit about them misranking and lying about our rank. So you can look that up. It's a public class action lawsuit from California.
And is that filed by you or by your...
The Hexagon community. It's a guy named, I think his screen name is Johnny Chaos, but if you look up the action, you can learn his real name.
And what's the status of that lawsuit now? Where do you stand?
Well, they've got served. They waited till the last minute to acknowledge that they were served, and now it's in process, Okay. Because they're hurting the world. They're putting things on the front page that go to zero and rug pull, like yams, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They funnel users into that, and then they don't put them into something that's at 100% security. And it harms the users. It's disgusting.